Once upon a time, there was this young man, 18 years old, who had just been appointed king of his country. He was thinking about what was happening in the world. Violence, poverty, unfair pollution, schools lacking adequate resources, and expensive health care. Somehow he thought of all these may be related to economics. So he assembled together all of the nation's top economists.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have heard economics is the social science dealing with the study of how people satisfy seemingly unlimited and competing wants, the careful use of scarce resources. We all want our country to be filled with people who are happy, healthy, and prosperous. Do you think we have some problems because we have made some bad choices? Since I'm the king of this country, I want to learn all there is about economics so I can make good decisions. You have been selected because you are the top economics of our country. Your job is to teach me everything about economics. Can you do this? Is there someone who will act as a spokesperson?
Yes, Your Majesty, but we will need some time. The top economists formed communities and worked fiercely toward their goal. They wrote down everything there was to know about economics. 10 years later, they returned to the king. Your Highness, here is everything you wanted to know about economics in 30 volumes.
Thank you for your efforts, but we are in the midst of a great war. I don't have time to read 30 volumes. Can you summarize your work?
The economists gasped in unison. Nevertheless, the top economists returned to their work. 15 years later. Your Highness, we have condensed everything you wanted to know about economics into one textbook.
Thank you for your efforts. However, there has been a nuclear explosion. I don't have time to read even one volume. Can you simplify it?
15 years later, the economists returned once again. Your Highness, we have managed to condense everything there is to know about economics into one paper.
Thank you for your wonderful efforts. However, as you know, the country is in the midst of civil riots. I don't have time to read one paper. Can you shorten this paper?
Whispers of dismay came from the economists. Nevertheless, the economists worked back to get on their project. 3 years later, they were summoned to visit the king, who was on his deathbed.
Ladies and gentlemen, I still want to know everything there is to know about economics. As you can see, I do not have much time left. Can you condense everything there is to know about economics in one sentence?
The room was filled with gasps, murmurs, and whispers. The economists quickly huddled together, almost as quickly as the leader emerged from the huddle and approached the king. Your Highness, everything there is to know about economics can be reduced into this. There is no such thing as a free lunch.
I understand. Thank you.
The king died later that day. The end.
Created using Powtoon.